Yeah, it's time to noontime prayer. I brought the adult Bible study of quarterly 2024. Yeah, it has certain 13 lessons. Let's go to the lesson 11. Yeah, lesson 11. The title is the Book of Mark, and lesson 11. The title also taken and tried. The read for this week's study: Mark 14, John 12, 4 through 6, Romans 8:28, Exodus 28, 24, 8, Jeremiah 31 through 34, Zechariah 13, 7. Memory text comes from the book of Mark 14:36, and he said, Abba, Father, all things are possible for you. Take this cup from me, nevertheless, not what I will, but what you will. Yeah, chapters 14 through 16 in Mark are known as the Passion narrative because they describe the suffering, death, and resurrection of Jesus. As noted in lesson 9, the last 6 chapters of Mark cover only about 1 week. The majority of events in Mark 14 through 16 occur on Thursday and Friday of this Passion Week. Jesus' death will occur on Friday and his resurrection on Sunday. This week's lesson focuses on Mark 14, beginning with the fifth sandwich story, which interlinks two opposite actions in relation to Jesus. This is followed by the Last Supper, followed by Jesus' struggle in Gethsemane. There he is arrested and taken before the leaders to be tried. The trial scene is linked with Peter's denial of Jesus, forming the sixth and last of the sandwich stories in Mark. Again, two opposite actions occur, but by an ironic twist, they affirm the same truth. Throughout the narrative, two contrasting story plots march hand in hand. In a crisp style, Mark sets before the reader these clashing plots while revealing the triumph of Jesus. And go to Sunday part, September 8, unforgettable. Read Mark 14, 1 through 11. What two stories are intertwined here, and how do they play off of one another? Mark 14:1 indicates that the Passover was 2 days away. This meeting probably occurred on either Tuesday night or Wednesday of that week. The religious leaders have a plan and timing. They just need the means to accomplish their goal. It will come from a surprising quarter. This passage is the fifth sandwich story Mark. See lesson 3. The story of the plot against Jesus is linked with the story of a woman who anoints Jesus' head with precious perfume. Two parallel characters, two opposite actions, displaying an ironic contrast. Who the woman is here is not revealed by Mark. Her amazing gift to Jesus stands in contrast to Judas' perfidy in betraying his Lord. She is unnamed. He is named as one of the 12. The value of her gift is listed. His price is only a promise of money. No specific reason is given for why she does this, but the guests at the dinner are appalled by what they consider grand waste of clothes to a year's wages in pouring out the perfume on Jesus. Jesus, however, interposes in her defense and says that what she has done will be included in gospel proclamation throughout the world as a memorial to her. It is unforgettable indeed. All four gospels tell this story in one form or another, probably because of Jesus' words memorializing her deed. Judas' betrayal also is unforgettable. Mark implies that his motive was greed. The Gospel of John makes it explicit. John 12:4-6. Mark contains a play on the word good in order to illustrate that two different motives or plots are in play in these stories. Jesus calls the woman's action good, beautiful in Mark 14:6. He says you can always do good for the poor. Mark 14:7. In Mark 14:9, he calls her deed part of the good news gospel. In Mark 14:11, Judas looks for a good opportunity to betray Jesus. What this play on words suggests is that the plot of man to destroy the Messiah will actually become part of the gospel story, because it brings to fruition the will of God in giving in His Son for the salvation of humanity. How does Romans 8:28 help explain what will happen here? Yeah, so let's go to the Mark 14, 1 through 11. 1 through 11. Mark 1 through 11. After 2 days, it was the Passover and the feast of unleavened bread. And the chief priests and the scribes sought how they might take him by trickery and put him to death. But they said, not during the feast, lest there be an uproar of the people. And being in Bethany at the house of Simon the leper, as he sat at the table, a woman came having an alabaster flask of very costly oil of spikenard, and she broke the flask and poured it on his head. But there were some who were indignant among themselves and said, why was this fragrant oil wasted? Or it might have been sold for more than 300 denarii and given to the poor. And they criticized her sharply. But Jesus said, let her alone. Let her alone. But why do you trouble her? She has done a good work for me. For you have the poor with you always, and whenever you wish you may do them good. But me you do not have always. She has done what she could. She has come beforehand to anoint my body for burial. Assuredly, I say to you, wherever this gospel is preached throughout the whole world, what this woman did will also be spoken of as a memorial to her. Then Judas Iscariot, one of the 12, who went to the chief priests to betray him to them. So when they heard it, they were glad and promised to give him money. So he thought how he might conveniently betray him. Yeah. 11 until. Yeah, let's go to the other Bible verse, but here is enough. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, included the 14 Mark 14, 1 through 11. Yeah, let's go. The Lord's Prayer. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Yeah, out there, over the mountain, there are fire still, uh, the flame of higher. I can see in the morning there are black clouds of smoke up higher. But when I back to home, there are the white, the smoking up more higher. But actually the winds blowing than other days. So we praying for that. Yeah. Amen. Thank you. May God bless all of you. And the other week is coming. So today and include all this week. May God bless all of you. Amen.